Hey there, Laura with Raintree Nursery, and today we are having some of the most fun I think you can have in the harvest process. Today we are pressing apples. This is the first part of the harvest of apples. We're getting toward the late end of the warm season, and this is our beautiful apple press. I've used other types of presses before. I've used grinders and smaller presses, and you know what? Nothing works as well as an old trusted friend like this with the grinder right here and the press right here. We've got James and Joe who are here helping us to press the apples. Again, you don't have to have two big, strong, strapping guys to help you out with it, but it does make it a little bit easier. You do want to keep the small kids away from the hopper where you put the apples because it's going pretty fast. It's pretty intense. It's a whole lot of fun, and we'll show you it. So today we're starting our pressing with Gravenstein apples. Gravenstein is the workhorse of a farmstead. It's one of the very earliest apples to ripen. It's a very firm apple, so it keeps really nicely in your fridge or in your root cellar. Because it's firm, you can make pies out of it. You can apple pie filling from it. It's very flavorful, sweet and tart all together, so it makes amazing cider. And it's real juicy, so it gives a lot when you use it to make cider as well. You can tell when it's ripe because if it's not quite ripe, it's got a very green blush to the skin. The little dots are bright green, the lenticels. When it ripens, it tends to get a reddish blush, and you can see the gold. The green turns to gold, and that's how you know it's perfectly ripe. When it's perfectly ripe, it's a little bit softer, a little bit sweeter, and Gravenstein ripens unevenly, so you can have green apples and riper apples on the tree at the same time, and for juicing, that's perfect. All right, so first off, we have to make sure that the machine is all oiled and ready to go. Because this is a food-making machine, we're going to use food-grade oil to oil up the Acme screw. Is that what it's called? The Acme screw?
It's called the Acme screw.
All right, so this is Joe. He's helping to make the cider today. And this is coconut oil that we're using to oil up the screw. So in case any of the oil gets in the cider, it's going to be even more tasty. All right, so here we've got Joe and James. They are loading the apples into the hopper. And the first thing that happens is we're going to grind them. So, as you can see, slow and steady wins the race here. Loading the apples into the hopper. They fall into the bucket down below. And once the bucket is finally full, then we press it. All right, so now we have a full barrel, and all we have to do is just push it forward to start pressing the juice out of it. This is one of my favorite things about using an old style press like that. You don't have to lift up the buckets, take them anywhere, risk spilling anything. You just move it forward. You can even be grinding and pressing at the same time. So now we're putting in the press plate, which is what actually presses down on the fruit. And then we start winding it down and applying the pressure. That's why they call it a press. And you can hear, once that juice starts flowing, boy, you can really hear it. Sounds like a little stream. So charming. And that's it.
So charming.
All right, so now once we've pressed it all, we've rolled the Acme screw back up, and in here we have the leavings, what the Italians would call Pomace, and then we transfer it, into the caddy there. And this stuff is gold. If you have cows or chickens or pigs or anything else that would, oh yeah, see, it all kind of comes apart, doesn't it? anything else that would enjoy this fruit. It's just had the juice pressed out of it, so it's a little dry, but it's certainly good food, and I would not let that go to waste. So here we go. Now we've got our bucket full of fabulous juice, and we have the bucket that we're going to strain into. An important part of the bucket we're straining into is that it has a little spigot right down here. That's going to make it very easy for us to just simply pour the fresh juice right into our containers. So we're going to strain out any little pieces. Oh, wow. Look at that golden goodness. And we of course do this either outside or in the sink because it's messy and sticky and all that good stuff. Beautiful. Oh boy, here we are. Now we are straining and bottling our fresh juice. Oh, I am so looking forward to drinking this. Look at that golden goodness. This is where the spigot really comes in handy. So easy to use.